contact with DJ. When they got back, as I understand, Andy, he didn't even start working on his car. First thing he did was go over to DJ and say, what can we do to get you fixed? I feel terrible about what happened. Let's get you up and running. They got DJ fixed. Then they got Andy's car going.
Yeah, that's right. So as soon as the race was over, they came in. Andy and Ron actually both went over to DJ's pits and started pulling that car apart and seeing what the car needed. As soon as those guys were squared away, that's when Andy came and joined the rest of his team to work on his own car.
Yeah, fantastic. Another story, we're going to talk about that kind of camaraderie once we get this race going and underway. But field now under the control of Eric Kutel as he's bringing it up, and right past that kink is where the green flag will fly, and we will be racing for race 2 here as we set sail. There's O'Gorman, that blue and black Honda on the outside of Kutil, and we're green! Underway here, and a big move again. Jeremy Swenson jumps to the outside. That V8 in that car gives him great torque. He's going to edge along. Now, can he close the door on O'Gorman? He cannot. We're 3 abreast into turn number 4. That's why they call it madness. It's just insane running 3 abreast there. And there's still 3 abreast, up and over the top. Now they tuck in a little bit, and it's O'Gorman, but look at this. Swenson not giving up. Finally, he tucks in behind O'Gorman. Kutil staying right on his shoulder. Kutil will have the inside line for the next corner. Great battling already. Kutil is through on Swenson. What a move, and look at Emil Tabb moving up, getting by Lichty as well. That is the battle for 4th, but Lichty right there on the outside, using the little extra punch of that Cayman. That'll give him the inside now into turn 11. This is just fierce stuff. We haven't even completed the first lap.
Yeah, amazing stuff. It's going 3 wide through 3 of those corners. Really impressive. Everyone giving each other room, giving each other space. And we've got Tom ahead, followed by Eric Kutil, and then Jeremy Swenson dropping back into the...
Just a little bit of a gap then back to Lichty there in 4th. As we watch them now through that very fast turn number 1. Boy, do you flow speed here. This is very much a momentum track. Oh, the big off. Does he gather it up? Cars diving everywhere. Looks like everybody got through. That was a big moment and a great save. It's still Tabb sitting there in that 4th spot at this stage.
I believe that's DJ Ellison Greeny that we've got. We've got Lichty in 4th, and then DJ.
DJ is up into 5th. Great run by him for sure. Here's a look at this. Kutel taking a run at O'Gorman, working the outside, and O'Gorman had just enough clear going into madness and into turn 4. He was able to drift over and shut the door, but Kutil is hunting, and he is hunting big.
Yeah, amazing stuff from these guys. These guys are fierce competitors, obviously, but in particular, Tom and Eric are just the best of friends off the track, and the best of friends on the track, too.
Well, that's part of the thing, and that's what generates that respect when you truly have the ability to respect the drivers you're around and find them friends. Last thing you want to do is get into some sort of incident. It happens. It's racing, after all. Here is a look at your point leader, Aaron Lichty. He started the season in this car, then switched to his Mazda, and then is back with this one here. And you can see they're just getting a little bit of a break, clearing DJ at this stage.
Yeah, one thing we learned over the break last night is one of our team went around and talked to some of these guys, and Aaron has apparently in his setup really prioritized right-hand corners for this track, and in his setup made sure that car can handle right-hand corners, even maybe a little bit of expensive left-handers.
Well, sometimes you work that, don't you? I mean, you look at the track, what's going to be the best here. Certain tracks, you might even set it up a little bit NASCAR style with just that little bit of stagger in the car, just to make sure that you've got it dialed in and you sacrifice the corners that aren't quite working for it, but it makes up for it. But look at here, Kutil into the toe, pops to the outside. O'Gorman's going to protect the inside. Lichty looking to the inside of Swenson. Not quite enough there. And everybody holds station. O'Gorman eating a bit of the curb in turn 4. That can unsettle the car. Didn't seem to hurt him too much. But Kutil is just filling the mirrors big time here, trying to rattle Tomo. Not sure that's going to happen too easy. Tomo's a pretty solid racer.
Yeah, he won't be flustered by having a car behind him for sure, especially a car that he trusts. One of the things that's impressive to me is how much Jeremy Swenson's car pulls on Aaron Lichty at the end of that straight. Just at the end of that straight, he really seems to gain ground on the car that's pursuing him.
Yeah, I was noticing that for the first like 2/3 of the straight, looks like Lichty can stay right with him, and then right at the end, just that little bit, which is what you want, obviously, to give yourself a little bit of breathing room into any braking zone. We got Alessandrini in 5th, then it's Jensen in the 6th spot, Upham in the BMW up to 7th, McGrew, who started in 3rd, he has dropped back into 8th. He must have got shuffled back at some point. Scott McGee, who continues to impress here, is now up into the 9th spot, and Smedegaard started 13th, he's up into 10th. This is that crucial keyhole corner. Want late apex and get a run out. Boy, look at Tomo. He goes defensive early, and you're allowed that one move. You can drive anywhere you want on the track, essentially, except if it's in reaction to the driver that's behind you. Oh, and Lichty, he got a great run out of the keyhole and has been able to get through, and Swenson didn't have an answer. Lichty now up into 3rd.
Yeah, it looks like that time around, Lichty was able to hold that position as he came around Swenson, and for whatever reason, Swenson just didn't pull ahead right at the end of that straight like we saw last time around.
This will be interesting now to see if Lichty can run down these two up front. There's that little margin of about, what, call it 5 to 6 car lengths right now. O'Gorman has turned to 136.442. And that right now is, well, Alessandrini has turned to 136.440. Talk about close. It's 2 1/1000ths.
Yeah.
That's the difference between these guys. I'll tell you, it is just so impressive with this huge variety of cars, drive lines, engine swaps, the whole thing. That I'll tell you, these, yesterday's qualifying, the top 11 were covered by 0.8 of a second. The rules makers got it right, no question.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's really a couple of things that GridLife prides itself on with this series. First one is the parity of the cars. They can have a wide variety of cars and not need multiple classes to keep things even. And the second one is the quality of the driving and the fact that everyone is making it to the end of the races without incidents.
And it's been pretty impressive. I mean, the original race here in 2019, the first ever for the GridLife German Cup, the whole weekend there was not one bit of contact. I mean, that tells you just how well everybody understands it. It's gotten a little bit fiercer at times, but everybody gets the big picture. And we, told that story about Smedegaard, who went after and just helped his competitor get that car fixed and going again. Nice run here by the 184 of Jensen, as he now has moved his way up and gone around DJ Alessandrini, and Jensen now has moved up into the top 5 in the number 184, and that's that Scion FRS with the V8 LS power plant dropped into it. He's given it a good run here.
Yeah, he is, and coming through into the top 5 now, he's got to be happy with that. So I'm sure, yeah, he's very excited.
And the other story that I wanted to talk about just real quick, when you think about the camaraderie here as we're watching Kudel continuing to work over the back of O'Gorman right here, is that of the 75 of Adam Chabay. And Adam was planning to race here in his Honda Civic yesterday, had an alternator issue, couldn't get to the start. One of the grid workers who also races in Time Attack Sunday Cup made a run to pick up a new alternator for him, come back, got it in the car. Adam started at the back today, and he has already moved his way up a little bit, up into the 33rd spot. By the way, we're talking about Emil Tabb, and he was not able to take the green. Is Kudel now working the outside of O'Gorman, and if he can now square down underneath, and O'Gorman had to stay pinched to the inside, that may have slowed O'Gorman's exit. We'll see what Kudel will be able to do here. And look at that. That's side-by-side racing. Look who's coming up to join the party.
Yeah, absolutely. As these guys are fighting at the front for position here, it's allowing Aaron Lichty to come through and catch up to them.
Big deep move by Kudel at the end of the straight, and not quite enough. O'Gorman has been really good on the brakes down into turn 4 and was just able to out-deep Kudel enough. You can see Lichty was even showing his nose heading in there. This is getting feisty.
Yeah, it is. It should be an exciting finish here.
And we're past the halfway point. These races happen in a big hurry, folks. And that's why it's urgent. What I love about this is you basically have the start of the race in the first 3 laps or so, and then the finish of the race. And all the middle stuff that sometimes can drone on a bit is gone. These are true sprints.
Yep. Yeah, and that was part of the idea behind this, is to how do you not just do another endurance series, but get sprint racing into grassroots club level racing and have those exciting sprint races where everybody's involved throughout the entire race.
Now, let's talk about something quickly here. When you win one of these races, you get rewards ballots, don't you? So right now, Koodle is running, is it 75 pounds heavier?
I believe it's 75 pounds for first place, and then Tom will have 50 pounds because he got second place in the last race. And then it reduces down from that. And then at the back, they actually get to reduce the weight of their cars to, again, stop people from running away from it, because, you know, the goal of this series is great racing, and not to see a car or a driver dominate the series.
Right. Well, I'll tell you, we've got a great show coming up here with two of the cars that are carrying the most rewards weight. Lichty in fourth has got a few extra pounds added, and so he might be feeling his oats here right now, obviously. And look at Jensen in the back. He's closed up on Swenson in the battle for fourth. Behind these guys, it's heating up as well. Oh, look how close Coutil is. A couple of pieces of, I'm not sure a couple of pieces of 28 bond paper would fit. I think it'd have to be 20 bond to get through in a couple of spots here. It's so close. And Lichty right there as we have 5 minutes to go. There you see the purple Corvette of Swenson running fourth. And the, Swenson. And then right there, Jensen right on his sixth. There he is in that black Scion FRS with the red wing. Up through turn 11, leading into the carousel. Open it up right here and then late apex, and Jensen's going to do that even more than most so that he can get that big V8 onto the hammer. But for him right now, he's got a V8 right behind him in that little Scion.
Yeah, it looks like Jeremy Swenson's tires are just starting to go off, as we see with those street tires. Towards the end of the race, they start to fade. At the beginning of the race, they generally switch on better, and he's very quick at the beginning of races. And then they just start to fade towards the end.
I'll tell you, Koodle gets that great run through one, gets up along, but Tomo always just protects, stays to the inside, heading in there to make Koodle do the long way around. And you can run it, but you're covering more distance than if you're otherwise pretty equal. But now, this could change things up. That's a double draft for Lichty. He's looking to pop to the outside. Koodle senses it, eases over. He's in front of O'Gorman, but now it's a braking duel down into turn number 4. Koodle works the outside, and O'Gorman has to give way. Tucks back in behind. Oh, Koodle, a little bit of rotation at the back. O'Gorman, big slide, hangs on to it. Wow, fabulous run. Now you see why they call it madness, folks.
Yeah, fantastic stuff there for Eric to get ahead there. Both of them having to defend from Lichty as well, who added that extra dimension into that. Again, good, fair, safe, and I'm sure that these guys will be having the time of their lives.
Oh, I'm sure the grins inside are huge here, and we still have 3 minutes, so that's maybe 2 to 3 more laps here. And Koodle in that hybrid racing machine, he really has it working here. O'Gorman's been chasing the handling on that S2000, and it's certainly not too bad right now. But as he really has to push, you can see that car dancing and moving around a little bit. Now let's see behind, too, if Jensen has an answer here in these last couple of laps on Swenson. He is all over the back, and Alessandrini not exactly giving up a shot at a top 5 here. Then that red BMW is up him. Then the 7 of McGrew, again, who just slipped from his third place starting spot, got swallowed up again a bit. And then McGee once again. Right there, oh, McGee is now, that's McGrew, excuse me, who's all over the back of Upham. So the proverbial blanket covers these guys. And here comes Jensen taking a run, V8 versus V8. And Swenson right at the end. That we've talked about that torque curve he has. But look at this. Not so much with Jensen. Jensen working the outside. Can he stay there? He did. He's got the inside up to the top of Madness, and he has cleared him. But here comes Swenson. Carries a bit of a slide. That scrubbed just a little bit of momentum, and it was enough. And right behind him, Alessandrini is now taking a serious look. Boy, that has just turned into a multi-car scrap for that 4th spot. These 3 have cleared off. Now it is Jensen through. He's into 4th. Swenson is 5th. Alessandrini is 6th. Then you got Upham, and then you've got McGrew. Now the question here is, can Jensen, in this last minute and a half of this race, can he run down that group in front? He's showing some serious pace here.
Yeah, he is, and he's really going to be looking to make a charge through the field, but putting a stop to that is going to be this white flag that's signaling the last lap of the race.
There it is. White flag is out. Final lap here. And what what a duel we have seen up at the front. Oh, we may have some traffic coming into the picture as well.
Yeah, I don't think DJ is quite done with this race yet either as he gets on the back of Swenson.
I would agree. Well, after the problems in yesterday's race, he clearly wants to do something here. Ooh, look at this move by McGrew around the outside of Upham, and he made it work. They're side by side coming out of the keyhole in this battle for the 7th spot. McGrew edges ahead, but now let's see if that motor in that BMW, it comes up on the pipe, and he comes right back alongside McGrew. We're going to have another late braking battle down in McGrew. He wants to stay there. He does. Beautiful job by Upham giving that lane. You have to do that, and he does, and McGrew gets through cleanly. So that puts McGrew now up into the 7th spot. Nice job by Upham. That's racing with a lot of respect, saying, hey, you earned that piece of racetrack. I'm going to let you have it. And that traffic doing a beautiful job. Couldn't pick out who that car is, but doing everything he can to just stay out of the way, not affect this here. Although
DJ is all over the back of Jeremy.
I was going to say Jeremy might have got hung up just a little bit. Opportunity for DJ, but he's only got a couple of corners. How hard is he going to press here? He's going to try the outside. Oh, I don't know if it's going to work. Onto the front straight. Here we go. Kudal comes through, picks up the checker over O'Gorman. Lichty with that good run to 3rd. Here's the drag race to 4th. And it looks like it is going to be.
Looks like DJ got him for 5th over Jeremy Swenson. Looks like in the
Wow.
chart.